Welcome, friends. It's your old pal, Sir Nigel. In this stream, I wanted to play some Commodore 64 Mario Brothers. In the previous stream, we played Mario Brothers on the Atari 800, and we were able to get to Phase 12. So, I wanted to see how far we could get in the Commodore 64 version and compare it to the Atari 800 version. So let's play. That classic music and those classic sounds. This is the version I'm more familiar with. Much more so than the Atari 800 version. Come on, sweet coins. Oh, yeah. And a little bit of smacky dooter tricks. We can knock him off the edge like that. And he should come back around on this side, and we should be able to do that. And pick him right up. Beautiful. I often enjoy doing that, just sort of knocking them off the edge. Makes them easier to pick up. Now, I didn't actually intend to hit the POW. Let's just use it up, what the heck. I almost never hit the POW anyhow. I mean, I don't know, I guess I just go for everything manually. Whoop! Super bonus points! Of course, not having the POW is going to make this a little trickier. We're going to have to do something a little different than what I normally do. No, we're not going to be able to get all the coins. In order for me to be able to get all the coins, you have to be able to pick up both coins at the same time on that one jump. Oh, I don't know. Maybe we will still be able to do it. We did it anyhow! Look at that. It's almost like magic. It's all kinds of beautiful. Now we get the little crabby guys. Now, just like when we played the Atari 800 version, however far we get in the game, if we have to start the game over again, we'll restart the game from as close to that, oh, dang it, from as close to that area as possible using the level select feature at the beginning of the game. Okay, we have to dodge both of these things, so we just will. And we'll pick him up when he loops around again. Like I said, we'll pick him up when he loops around again. Phase 5. As far as comparisons go between this and the Atari 800 version, I have to say I do prefer the feel of this. Hey there, coin. Yes, we'll scoot down here, where we can pick up this fellow. And we'll just wait for them to loop around back at the top area. Or we'll just come down here. That works too. There, now we can get both of them. Phase 6. I think this phase is entirely just the moths. I know the different enemy creatures all have certain names, but, you know, they're turtles and crabs and moths, just whatever you want to call them. We'll knock that one over, wait for this thing to go by. Aha, look at that! Sneaky, sneaky! Oh! Ninja-like! Now, if this fellow would just pick up the pace somewhat, that would be fine. We're gonna have to get out of the way, and then pick him off at a lower section. Down here works. At least down here would have worked, had it not been for Mr. Wavy Bobbies. The waviest thing in the game. Phase 7. Making good progress. I think in the level select section of the game, the farthest level you can select is Phase 9. Uh-oh, uh-oh. You're gonna have to be very, very careful here. I think that counts as being very careful. Excellent. Now only 2 of them to go. However, having to contend with all of these other things, it might take a little bit to get into proper position to take care of them. These things are almost constant now. Okay, there's one of them. Now he'll jump the other way, hopefully, and we can take care of him. And if this thing will scoot by quickly enough, then we can still get him, and we should still have time to actually go get him like that. Phase 8! And we've got the POW back. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. Now, if we're very careful, we should be able to get this one too. There we go. Coins every which way. Ah. Now I know in other versions this guy right here normally can turn a platform into ice. He can freeze a platform so then you slide around on it. But in this Commodore 64 version, I don't think he does. I think he just sort of wanders around. Now, if you're watching this and finding some beautiful enjoyment in it, then certainly remember to subscribe or follow depending on which platform you're watching it on. Oh. Quickly now. Come on, fellow. There we go. Phase 10. We'll do a little loop around here. Come on, work. Talking to the joystick. Jump! Whoa! I didn't expect to slide off there. Okay, this is our last chance to do that. Hooray! So phase 10. So now we can use the level select. Now this has a select option that the Atari 800 version didn't have with this $ select here. But I think this is the closest to where we left off. We left off on phase 10. And this starts us at phase 9. Now this is exactly what we did when we played the Atari 800 version, so it's more of a direct comparison where we got as far as we could and then restarted where we last left off, which at one point happened to be phase 9. So we also started at phase 9 on the Atari 800 version and were able to get to phase 12. So let's see if we can do better than that here. Now, of course, the real challenge is how far can you get from the very beginning. But our goal here is simply to compare it to how far we were able to get on the Atari 800 version, so we're playing it the same way as we did there. And once again, we're hitting the POW when we don't mean to hit the POW. But that's pretty par for the course. And here is the biggest advantage of the POW, in my opinion, is just providing an extra little platform to rest on. Okay. So let's see, what can we do? We can rest over here for a moment, and then we have to scoot back this way, and now we can scoot back this way, and jump up here and slide right off, and run over here, and won't be there in time, but we can run over here and get him. Except we won't be able to get to him now, but we can get this one. So you can see why even starting at phase 9 is still a challenge to get to phase 12. Stop! Oh, good. No, just keep going. Keep going there, Marios. Get all the Marios. The Mario-O spaghetti soup. Okay, only one thingy left to go. Phase 11. So there's that one, and that one. We're not going to be able to get the crab. Oh. They all just sort of bunch up together at the bottom of the screen like that. I was trying to jump. I really was. I was trying to jump. This is ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. We'll just wait here, though. Well, for a second anyhow. Just wait for a clear spot and then drop down. Now, if we can just get past this section here. Dang it. Now, with the Atari 800 version, we played it 3 times, I believe, so we'll give this one more play. Come on there, Mr. Turtle. Let's say hi to all the friends. Gotta love doing that. Where you knock one of them over, and then in your attempt to get somewhere else in the level, you end up knocking them back over again. That was beautiful! At least when we come back, we'll be able to just knock that one off. Now, we need a more advanced strategy for Phase 10 than what we used before. Same goes for Phase 11. I think maybe what we'll do is try to spend more time in this section right here on Phase 10 and 11. I think this is already paying off as a good strategy. Normally I tend to hover near the top of the playfield, but it seems like sticking more towards the center of the playfield is a good idea on these higher, more hectic stages. It gives you more room to maneuver around. You can do things like that. And you're not simply stuck. If you're at the top, that's kind of as high up as you can go. And if you're at the bottom, that's certainly as far as you can go in that direction. So, keeping it more towards the middle does give you more options for maneuverability. We'll take him out here, and then that should be a very lovely Phase 10. Now, Phase 11. We'll stick with this previous strategy that we had. Try to make more full use of all the platforms and areas, because if we can just eliminate these things, take them off the playfield, then they will pose less of a problem, and they won't bunch up as much. I say as I'm dodging all of them like crazy, kind of stuck at the moment. Okay, now we have a little bit more room. We can take him out. And if we're very quick... Or not. And this is one of the problems with... Oh, when they all bunch up. Is then you can't actually get to any of them. Because as soon as you try to get to one, then it gets sort of blocked in by one of the other ones. Oh, dang it. That one turned around at the last minute. So I think the lesson to be learned here is you need to take all the things out right away. Because if you don't, then you just get blocked in. And then you can't do anything about it. Oh, come on, thing. See, and now we're stuck in this position again, where we're just sort of running back and forth. But maybe we can start finally clearing out the board some. No, no, no! Hooray! Well, I think that's all we're gonna do for this stream. We might have to revisit this again later. We almost got to phase 12, and as you can see, what happens is you need to start taking out the things right away. Otherwise, they start blocking you in, and you kind of get stuck towards the bottom of the screen where you can't really maneuver around very much. So you need to start clearing the creatures off the board. You need to start clearing them out of the game really quickly. Because if you can take them off the board, if you can take the creatures off the board really quickly, then you don't have so much of that issue that we were having on that level. So that's what you got to do. Clear them out as quickly as you can, so that way you have more room to maneuver in the game. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed that. Wherever you're watching this, remember to follow, remember to subscribe, and tune in again next time for more retro fun.